Well, welcome back to Slowpoke Racing, home of the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up and Co. We are back here with our Sunday Championship. This is the Pro Split 2 lobby, league, should I say, and we are in Florida at Daytona International Speedway on the road circuit for race 2. Fantastic racing in race 1, which saw Dan take yet another win. His fourth of the season, just ahead of Nath. And what a fantastic finish it was as well, between Silly Shot and Gower as well. Unbelievable that was. So yeah, hoping that race 2 is going to produce pretty much the same. You can see that the sun's now come up. It's that beautiful Florida blue skies. The track's warmed up, the crowd are warmed up, the drivers are definitely warmed up and ready and raring to go. So let's have a look down the grid. It is a reverse grid, so it's going to be interesting for the guys at the back trying to fight their way through. But on pole position we have Bloomfield, Dizzy just behind him in second, with Mika in third. Harry Poppins starts fourth on the grid again. He started fourth in race 1, so didn't turn out too well for him, so let's keep our fingers crossed that this one is going to be slightly better. Paul is in 5th, Grasshopper is 6th, Stubbs is 7th, Silly Shot is 8th, Gower 9th. As I say, what a fantastic finish them two had. Then Nathan 10th with race 1 winner Dan, looking to make it a double again. He did it last week at Sardinia. Let's see if he can do it again here in Daytona. Really is on a charge this season, is Dan. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can make his way through the grid. And we did this, didn't we, at the beginning? We're going to start somewhere in the middle just to make sure they all get through. Now, change of tyres for this race, or there will be a change of tyres for this race. It is mediums and hards that have to be used, so they're in a mandatory pit stop, which always mixes things up a little bit. So let's get this race underway, shall we? We're going to stay with Gower. So his car wobbling then, it must be him revving it. We're going to stay with Gower just so that we can see everybody get through turn 1, the notorious turn 1, especially with the grid starts, because everybody is that way, as you can see, completely clogged up there. Dan just holding back, doesn't want to get involved in any nonsense here, as somebody goes very wide already. I think it's Dizzy. Yeah, he's back onto the track safely though. Oh, it was Mika. Oh, poor old Gower got caught up in that. Well, let's have a look and see what happened to Mika. Started third on the grid, goes alongside Dizzy. Oh, a bit of a tap there for Dizzy. I think the same thing happened in race 1 as well, actually. Oh, now he's just got another little thump there from Grasshopper. It's all kicking off, isn't it? Grasshopper just giving, I think it was Grasshopper just giving Mika the bit of a hurry up there, as oh, he got tapped as well. Everybody's tapping everybody else. Well, we'll leave it at that now then, shall we? All fun and games into turn 1. We thought there would be. You can't get, well, what we got, 11 on the grid. You can't get 11 guys side by side through there. And, well, there you go. See what's happened. Poor old Gower has found himself all the way down at the back. But somebody who really is not bothered what's happening behind him is Bloomfield, as he tries to open up a lead back from Paul. Good start from Paul. Gets himself up into second, managed to avoid some of the hustle and bustle, shall we say, that's taking place just behind him. He's now up into second. Both of these guys on the medium tyres. Then we've got Stubbs also on the mediums. He's up into third. Harry Poppins is starting on the hard tyres, so it's a good start from him. He's managed to hold on to that P4. He started P4 in race 1, but before they'd even got to turn 2, he was back down in 11th or something. So a much better start from Harry. Things have started to settle down. Everybody's slotted in behind each other now. So Harry Poppins, first time into the chicane in race 2, and Dizzy very, very quickly into that chicane and right up the rear end of Harry, but managed to avoid contact. But Dizzy, let's have a look. Is he? Yeah, he's on the medium tyres. I thought he was. He does seem a bit quicker at the minute. So Dizzy up into 5th. He's got Grasshopper all over the back of him, also on the medium tyres. So is Harry Poppins the only one to start on the hard tyres? Dan's on the mediums. So is Nath. Mika is on the hards. That's it. Excuse me. So Mika and Harry are the only ones running hard tyres for the first stint. So we're probably looking at pit stop sort of between, I don't know, lap 6 and 8, something like that. Tyre wear and fuel is actually ramped up in race 2, so that'll force the guys into the pit as well. As I say, mandatory tyres are mediums and hards. So Bloomfield on start lap 2, quickest man out there at the minute at 1:59.0. That obviously will come down as the tyres warm up and the guys get into this race. Paul following Bloomfield very, very closely as they come down towards turn 6 and get back onto the main track again, trying to keep it as tight as they can through that turn. Although, as you saw there, Stubbs got a little bit squirrely as he tried to get the power down. Very easy to lose the back end at that one. It's the same at turn 3 at the International Horseshoe. Very easy to lose the back end, especially when you're in these GR3 cars. Some of the guys obviously is going to be running no traction, very brave in the GR3s. But Stubbs there sitting in third, looking okay at the minute. There's a bit of a gap back to Grasshopper as he leads Dizzy into the chicane. Harry Poppins, he slipped down to 6. But yeah, he is on the hard tyres, so I suppose it was obvious he was going to get taken by Grasshopper and Dizzy. And Dan making his way through the grid. Look at this. Started at the back in 11th. He's now up to 7th and giving Harry Poppins all sorts of things to think about. As Harry Poppins not really going to fight this one, I don't think. He is on the hard tyres. So he's just trying to keep the damage down to a minimum as far as places go, is Harry Poppins, because he knows he's got the medium tyres to come when the rest of the field are going to go onto the hard, so he can pick his way through. At the minute though, it is Harry Poppins just slipping down the order. Next one to have a go at Harry Poppins is going to be Gower, not the start he wanted after the shenanigans at turn 1, but has managed to make his way back up into 8th. Mika in 9th, we just catch him in the background there as he came out of turn 3, sorry. Turn 2 is like a little squiggly bit, which is not really a turn, is it? But never mind. So turn 3, then he's into the West Horseshoe at turn 5. Goes Mika back on the power, heading down towards turn 6 before getting back onto the main track. So Mika currently sitting in 9th. He's also on the hard tyres, the same as Harry Poppins. So yeah, I think the guys would probably do around about 6 laps, I think. Between 6 and 8 laps, this is my guess, on the hard tyres before coming into the pit. So we'll just keep an eye on Harry Poppins and Mika. Silly Shot in 10th on the mediums. He's got a bit of work to do, hasn't he? There's obviously something happened to get him right down the back here, but Silly Shot in 10th with Nath in 11th. Wow, not the start he wanted either on those medium tyres. Not sure for the medium guys, are they going to come in round about lap 9, I would think. About lap 9 or 10 for the medium runners at the minute, but we'll keep an eye on that. We're on lap 3 at the minute, so quite a way to go. Bloomfield still out in front though. Paul all over the back of him now. Let's jump on board with Paul, shall we? As we get up towards turn 1, Paul deciding to take the tyre to line, but having to slam the brakes on as Bloomfield slams the door shut on him. Doesn't want to give Paul an inch. Through turn 2 then, up towards turn 3, and Paul is all over the back of Bloomfield, but then he needs to. He's got Stubbs as Paul goes up the inside at turn 3. He's trying to keep it nice and tight to give Bloomfield a bit of room and gets the job done. Great move from Paul to get him into the lead, although Bloomfield is not a happy bunny, is he? Look, he really does want to get that place back as they come up towards turn 5. Another quick look behind us. Oh, as Bloomfield has a bit of a cheeky look up the inside, and Stubbs senses the opportunity, makes his move, but has to back out. Paul carries on through. Let's get out of here and see what's happening behind. Paul carries on through and to lead this race with Bloomfield battling away with Stubbs. Stubbs going very deep into turn 6, but back on track. It is Bloomfield in 2nd, Stubbs in 3rd, with Grasshopper just behind him in 4th. But a great move from Paul to get himself up into the lead of this race, which is what he wanted to do. Now he can concentrate, get his foot down, get his head down, and try and create a bit of a gap to the guys behind him. It will be difficult to do, although the slipstream is not very good, it is there. So the guys behind are all going to be picking it up, and what a fantastic battle we've got going on here. It's almost 5 cars, and if you count the 2 behind there, then we've got 7 cars in the battle for the lead of this race, and Stubbs pulls out from behind Bloomfield. That allows Grasshopper to pick up the slipstream and move through. Not a great move from Stubbs, although he had to do it. He cannot bump draft the car in front, so Stubbs had to pull out, and he just hit that brick wall of air, and that allowed Grasshopper to sneak up behind Bloomfield. But now Bloomfield has had to pull out. Grasshopper decides following him as they come down towards turn 1. It is side by side with Paul on the inside as they get into turn 1. Are they all going to get through? It is 4 cars. This is fantastic stuff. They are so tight. I'm going to stay with these guys. Sorry for the rest of the field, but I'm just going to stay with these guys just for a minute. This is brilliant stuff as Bloomfield and Paul battling it out for the lead of this race. Stubbs really wants to get involved in this party, and so does Grasshopper. They really are fighting it out. We've got a 4-way battle for the lead of this race. Currently held now by Bloomfield. Bloomfield managed to get in front of Paul. Paul's gone very, very deep. Oh, he's on the grass and... oh, no. Let's go back and have a look. Whoa, what a fantastic race, and what a shame. Paul found himself on the outside at turn 3, which allowed Bloomfield to go through. Stubbs is tucked up behind Bloomfield as we go through, I don't care where we are, Paul's Plaza at turn 4. And now then, Paul later on the brakes, but just couldn't get that Jag to slow down, hit the grass, and there we go. As usual in this game, the car spins around to face the wrong way. That is so annoying. There was no need for the car to spin there like that. Yeah, he went on the grass. He could have stayed facing the right direction. That's one thing that really bugs me, that the car will spin for no reason at all. But, oh, poor old Paul. What a fantastic battle he was having there with Bloomfield and Stubbs. And he's ended up in 10th. He really didn't deserve that. Really didn't deserve that. But in the meantime, Bloomfield is the beneficiary of that mistake from Paul, and has now gone back into the lead of this race, and it is up to Stubbs to take up the fight from where Paul left off, and Stubbs is going to do exactly that. We have got Dan in 3rd. What a fantastic race he's having so far. 11th on the grid, and now up to 4th as Gower tries to find a way by. He's side by side with Dan. Grasshopper just making that Jag as big and as fat as he possibly can to try and stop the guys behind him getting any kind of leeway into his position. Let's go back up where we are with Grasshopper in 4th. He's going to go around the outside of turn. Oh, it's getting a bit touchy-feely again. Oh, they do like to get their elbows out in this race, don't they? But they are through successfully. So it is Grasshopper sitting in 4th, Dan in 5th. Dizzy has now managed to catch up. So while this group have been battling away, Dizzy, like a silent assassin in the background, has crept right up to the back of them. So Dizzy now decides to join this party. He's got a purple sector as well. So come on, Dizzy, you can catch up. Get involved. We're going to have, what, 6 cars again, and Harry Poppins as well. So Harry Poppins still on those hard tyres. We're on lap 6. So we'll just keep an eye on Harry Poppins and see whether he does decide to come in. But he's on those hard tyres, and he is creeping up to the back of this battling group. And at the minute, well, Stubbs has managed to get the lead. Oh, what's happened to Bloomfield? We're not going to go back and have a look at that. We're just going to stick with the great racing. So Stubbs finds himself now leading this race on lap 6. Oh, just coming towards the end of it, really. We are approaching the bus stop chicane. Bloomfield, we'll go on board with Bloomfield, shall we? As he has to get onto the brakes. He just doesn't want to make a move on Gower there, does he? Quick look behind us, and Grasshopper, Dan and Dizzy all follow these guys through. So heading towards the start finish then on the front straight at the end of lap 6. Now then, I sort of predicted that Harry Poppins and Mika might be coming in at the end of this lap, so let's just have a look and see where they are. There is Harry Poppins, currently sitting in 7th. Oh, plane taking off. Aeroplane! Harry Poppins is in. So at the end of lap 6, Harry Poppins has come in. Now then, what's Mika doing? Mika has carried on. He's the only other guy out there on hard tyres. So Mika has decided he's going to do another lap on those hard tyres. Harry Poppins thinks that the mediums can take him to the end of the race. So these guys are probably going to run until they run out of fuel now. I know the medium guys will. going the wrong way there. Let's have a look. Silly Shot is in 8th. He seems to be having his own little fight there with Mika. Mika on those hard tyres, Silly Shot on the mediums. So Silly Shot has got the advantage as far as tyre wear goes as they come up towards turn 5. Mika having a bit of a sniff around, isn't he, of old Silly Shot. He's on those hard tyres as well. So Silly Shot will keep it nice and clean. He will give Mika plenty of room, but he's also going to make it pretty difficult for him to get by, especially on those hard compound tyres. But Silly Shot coming in 7th, Mika in 8th. Now then, Mika, is he going to come into the pits at the end of this lap? We will try and keep one eye on him. Paul playing catch up after that spill he had at turn 5, I think it was, where he ended up on the grass after a fantastic battle with Stubbs, Gower and Bloomfield. But poor old Paul now down in 9th with Nathan 10th. Never really got into this race. Started at the back of the grid with Dan and well, pretty much stayed there, to be honest. And then we've got Harry Poppins in 11th, having made his pit stop, full tank of fuel, and got some medium boots on all the way around. So come on, Harry Poppins, bit of a catch up to do. It looks like he's a long way back, doesn't it? But the guys ahead of him have all got to pit. Now then, the only other one I thought might be pitting is Mika, as we're following Gower and Stubbs. So Gower's now taken over the lead as Mika comes into the pits, as we thought he would. The rest of the field are all on the medium tyres now. I'm going to keep going until they're forced in. It is Gower in the lead. These guys really are chopping and changing. It's always like, you have a go. No, you have a go. No, you have a go. It is Gower leading. Stubbs has been leading. Grasshopper, I think, is the only one who's not, but it looks like he might have a go in a minute. Bloomfield's had a go at leading. Grasshopper in 2nd now. This is more like it from Grasshopper. It's looking a little bit foggy out there. It's not going to rain. It never does in Florida, does it? Has it ever rained in Florida? I don't know. Yeah, it did once. I was there. It did rain once. Wow, was that rain? Anyway, we're getting off the subject, aren't we? Grasshopper in 2nd with Stubbs down to 3rd. He's had his turn of racing. He's just going to sit in the back. Getting a bit squirrely, but managed to keep control of that Jag. But that has cost him just a 10th or 2 there, and has allowed Bloomfield to get alongside of him. Bloomfield having a fantastic race. He's really been in amongst the battle as Bloomfield. Good to see him up there as well. Oh, get a bit close to that wall. You do not want to start scraping that wall. The guys in the body shop won't thank you for it, and it will slow you down actually. Into the bus stop chicane, Dan there, just having to slam on the brakes before he ran into the back of Bloomfield. So these guys still very, very tight, racing for the win in this one. Dan obviously looking for his 2nd win of the day, and all the guys in front of him, Bloomfield, Stubbs, Grasshopper and Gower, looking for their 1st win. Wow, this is great stuff so far, isn't it? Yeah, I said it in race 1. Usually these kind of tracks produce some pretty boring races, but these guys are really putting on some entertainment for the crowd today. Now I've just noticed the fuel light flashing on Bloomfield's car. Grasshopper into the pits, and so he's obviously needing some fuel. Let's have a look. How low was it? Yeah, he's needed some fuel. So Grasshopper, first one of the medium guys to pull the trigger on lap 9 and come into the pits. Harry Poppins, now this is his time to start catching up. He's on to the front straight at the minute, just coming around turn 12 and heading towards the start-finish line to start lap 9. Grasshopper, fuel just going into his car as Harry Poppins passes the pit entry. He's got to get through turn 1 before he will actually take over Grasshopper. You can see it's showing there on the grid on the left, and there he's done it. Yes, so or has he? No, he's still into turn 1, and he's just about to go past the pit exit there. Oh, there we go. As Grasshopper rejoins, Grasshopper's going to come back out in 10th position. So Harry Poppins up to 9th, Grasshopper in 10th, although now he's on hard tyres, as the rest of the field will be. So it is Mika and Harry Poppins on the mediums. So they're going to try and pick their way through the pack. They've only got 6 laps to do it. Gower is leading for now, although he's going to have to come in at the end of this lap, I think, because the fuel light is on. He's got the fastest lap as well, a 1:47.1 at the moment. So Gower, Stubbs, Bloomfield. Ooh, Stubbs with half a second. That'll allow Bloomfield to get a little bit closer, as these guys have just calmed down for a minute, but they're all going to come screaming into the pits. Well, I say they're all going to come streaming into the pitch. Yeah, they are. There we go. Dan and Dizzy have both stayed out. So Dan takes the lead of this race with. He's got Dizzy for company. So they're going to have to come in at the end of this lap. They're currently on lap 10. They're hoping that if they can get a good in lap, they can get back out ahead of the rest of the pack. But everybody else, Gower, Stubb, Bloomfield, Silly Shot, Paul, all into the pit. Nath, well, he's been looking after his fuel, hasn't he? So Nath doesn't necessarily have to pit, but he's going to come in anyway. Is he? No, he's not. He's carrying on, so Nath is carrying on and moves up into P3, but has got to make a stop. So everybody else is in. Mika, Grasshopper and Hairy Poppins all made their stops a few laps ago. And Hairy Poppins now moves himself up into 5th. He's not going to quite get ahead of Gowie. Gets ahead of Bloomfield though, so Hairy Poppins moves up into 6th. So as far as the stops go, Dan and Dizzy have both got to come in, so they're going to come in at the end of this lap. Is that gap big enough for them to come out in P1 and 2 again? Oh, that remains to be seen, doesn't it, as they go into the bus stop. Nath is in 3rd. He's still got a pit as well, so the top 3 at the minute have all got a pit. Gower rejoined in 4th after his pit stop. He's on the hard tyres though, and well, you can see he's struggling to get that car under control, so got to get some heat into them. They're going to be cold at the minute, although of course we're in Florida and of course the track is going to be hot, but they've still got to get some heat into those tyres to get the grip. So Gower currently in 4th, and then we can see Dan and Dizzy both into the pits. They're going to be followed closely by Nath, I'm sure. So this is Gower's opportunity. He's coming up towards the bus stop chicane now. So as he goes through there, I'm just keeping an eye on the left-hand side to see when the fuel is going to start going in to Dan and Dizzy's car. I bet they're not even at the pit crew yet. No, Dan just joining his pit crew now. Nath has come into the pits as well. So Gower on the front straight, he's going to take over the lead of this race, I'm sure. Oh no, the fuel is now started to go into Dan and Dizzy. This is going to be very tight. We've got five laps to go, so they don't need to put a full tank of fuel in, I don't think, as Gower goes through, or does he? Let's have a look. Where is Dan? There we go. It's shown you as Gower taking the lead, but he didn't, because you've got to get past the pit exit. And Dan rejoins out in front with Dizzy behind him in 2nd, so they did have a good in-laps. The gamble paid off, and they are now out in 1 and 2, both on the hard tyres though. Remember, Gower has already done a lap, so he's got some heat into his tyres. Although they are on the hard compound, he has got some heat in there, so he should be able to gain up to the back of the 2 in front of him. Hairy Poppins is the one to keep an eye on though, on those medium tyres. Stubbs just behind him in 5th. He's on the hards. Remember, the whole of the grid are going to be on hard tyres now, apart from Hairy Poppins and Mika. And it's Hairy Poppins, the better of those two guys at the minute, up in 4th position. Come on, Hairy, this is much better. This is what we want to see from Hairy Poppins. Had a bit of a disaster in race 1. Started in 4th, I believe. That all came undone at turn 1, and he found himself down, well, at the back of the pack. I think he finished around about 8th or 9th in race 1, so nice to see Hairy Poppins up in P4. Hairy Poppins, our newest commentator as well. He's got his YouTube channel, so get over there and have a look at that. It is just called Hairy Poppins, URL Hairy Poppins. He's covering the races for AM2 in the Ferrari 458, and he's doing a fantastic job actually of the comms for that league. So yeah, get over there, get subscribed to Hairy Poppins channel, and you'll see some great racing as well as some brilliant commentary from Hairy. So yeah, get over there and check it out. Stubbs in 5th, also on the hard tyres. Now then, let's have a look. Where should we go? Let's go up and see what's happening up at the top, and then we'll work our way down. So Dan out in front, where he's feeling comfortable actually this season, looking for another double win. He got one last week at Sardinia. He's already got one win under his belt today, earlier this morning, and he's definitely looking on good form to take it again and get another double win. So Dan on those hard tyres though, Dizzy just behind him. Brilliant stuff from Dizzy. Currently holding on to P2 with Gower in P3. Everybody settled down a little. The racing got a bit frantic, didn't it, earlier on, but the guys have calmed down now and are settling into their positions. So top three, Dan, Dizzy and Gower. Then we've got Harry Poppins in fourth. He would desperately like to go onto the podium, wouldn't he? Oh, laptop's just gone wobbly on me. There we go. So Harry Poppins on the medium tyres. He's going to push. He's going to push really hard. He's not got that far to go to catch up to the back of Gower and to get himself onto that podium, and that's what he desperately wants to do. So he wants to turn that position of fourth on the grid into a podium finish. So come on, Harry, you can do it. Stubbs sitting in fifth. Bloomfield in sixth. What a fantastic race he had earlier on. Got in there amongst them. He's in sixth now after the pit stop though. Then we've got Grasshopper in seventh. Mika in eighth. Oh, Mika picking up a penalty. That can only be from the bus stop chicane. So he's just served that. He's not going to affect his track position. He's still going to hold on to eighth as he crosses the line to start lap 13. So that is Mika in eighth at the minute as he goes through turn one. Then we've got Paul in P9. Again, I really feel for Paul. He was up there, he was battling for the lead, and then at turn 5 it all came undone as he couldn't get that Jag to slow down enough. He found himself on the grass, and then very cruelly the car spun round to face the wrong direction, which I'm not convinced it would have naturally done, but there you go. It is GT thing, isn't it? So Paul going through that, that's where the accident happened last time, but Paul in 9th. Silly Shots in 10th. Doesn't seem to have got into this race, does he now? Down in 10th. I think it's probably where he's settled, as I say, with only 2 laps to go. And then Nath in 11th, not been his one. Fantastic race one Nath had, but couldn't really capitalise on it in race 2. Started at the back of the grid along with Dan, but yeah, didn't quite get into this race for Nath down in 11th. But Dan, what a race he's had. Did the right thing, I felt, midway through the race. There was a lot of battling going up ahead of him, and he just decided to sit there and let the guys fight it out. He crept up behind them, nicked the spot when he could, but didn't want to get too involved in it. And it's paid off for him, hasn't it? He did that extra lap when everybody came in at lap 9. Him and Dizzy both did that extra lap. And so far it's paid off, as we've got 2 laps to go, including this one. But Gower is closing in. Gower has moved up into 2nd. Dizzy dropped to 3rd. And Gower is gaining on Dan. So Dan has just got to keep his eye on the mirror. And Dizzy likewise, he's got Harry Poppins chasing him down now. Harry Poppins on the medium tyres. He's desperate to get onto the podium, and Dizzy really does need to be careful. Dizzy running the hard tyres, and you can see Harry Poppins can take a much tighter, quicker line through turn 5 as they come down towards turn 6. It'll be the same story at turn 6. He can take a tighter line, get on the power just a little bit earlier with that extra grip he's got. And if he can get close enough to Dizzy, he may even get this move done before they get to the bus stop chicane. We're just going to stay with Harry now. In fact, we're going to jump on board with Harry. We'll get the passenger view, shall we? Look at the bank. You can actually get a good sense of how steep that banking is. And there we go. Harry Poppins has decided he's going to go for it before they get to the chicane. He's got his nose in front, and Dizzy does the right thing and just backs off to allow Harry through instead of carrying on going and causing an accident. So good racing from Dizzy, a good move from Harry Poppins as well. Had the confidence to go for it. He knew he'd got the grip and the speed, so he got ahead of Dizzy before the chicane. That's what clean racing is all about. And as I say, well done to Dizzy there. He certainly wasn't going to make a move on Harry. The job was already done, so he just backed off before hitting that chicane. So across the line then to go to start the final lap as Dizzy looks to make a challenge at turn 1. If he does, he's going to have to go around the outside or do the old switcheroo, but I think Harry Poppins has got the grip to hold on to P3, so Harry Poppins now up onto the podium, and he's not going to let that go without a fight, is he? Let's have a look further down the field. Stubbs is in 5th. Bit of a gap then back to Bloomfield, who's all on his lonesome for the time being, as Grasshopper and Mika are fighting it out for P7. Mika really giving Grasshopper something to think about as they come around turn 1 up towards turn 2, then through turn 2 to turn 3 at the hairpin, and it is Grasshopper still just ahead of Mika. Mika just backing off a little bit. I think he got that turn slightly wrong, didn't he, as we now come down towards where are these guys? They're at turn 6. Sorry, I'm a turn behind. They now rejoin the main track as the final lap. Now then, let's go up and see where Dan is, because we don't want to see miss him coming across the line. No, we've got about a third of the lap to go before Dan finishes. In fact, we might as well just stay with these guys. They are quite spread out, so no challenge is going to be really made. So we'll just stay with Dan as we follow him round the front stretch through turns 11 and 12 as we head towards the checkered flag, and another fantastic win for Dan. He'll be really pleased. What a great weekend he's had again. So Dan will take the win. There's the checkered flag. Don't know who it is that's waving it. It's not one of the Spice Girls, I know that. Gower in 2nd. Harry Poppins is 3rd. Brilliant racing from Harry Poppins. He'll be pleased with that. Dizzy is 4th. Stubbs is 5th. Bloomfield across the line in 6th. Then Grasshopper in 7th, just ahead of Mika in 8th. Paul across the line in 9th. I really feel for Paul tonight. Silly Shot will take 10th, with Nath, who's going to cross the line in 11th. But all round fantastic stuff from the Pro Split 2 guys. So that was round 3 at Daytona. I've got a feeling we're going to be at in fact, I don't have to have a feeling, I've got it written down somewhere. Here we go. We are going to be, it's Suzuka. It's Suzuka next week, I think. Well, that's what I've got written down. It's Suzuka. So we do know that it does like to rain over there in Japan, so that could be interesting. And that's the last of the sprint races. And then we start, the week after that, we start Trial Mountain. And it's the endurance races, I think. Oh, no. Yes, no, yes, no. Oh, I don't know. What are we doing? Oh, it doesn't matter. We are either at Trial Mountain or Suzuka next week. Not bothered. I'm sure the racing is still going to be as fantastic. So, thank you very much to the Pro Split guys for putting on. What a fantastic show they did. If you've enjoyed these races, please remember to hit that like button. It does help us out. And if you've not subscribed, if you do so, you will get a notification every time a new race pops up. And I'm doing quite a few at the minute. So it'd be great to have you on board with us. In the meantime, take care, and I shall catch you all